So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do something really outrageous. I'm gonna tell the truth. Hi, welcome to Kick-Ass Switch, putting the K in magic. I'm Joanna DeVoe, and you are watching a video about what it means to be truly outrageous. And that little thing that I said there in the beginning about how I'm going to do something really outrageous, I'm going to tell the truth, that's actually a line from a movie. It is from Primary Colors, directed by Mike Nichols, one of my favorite directors. He directed Working Girl, and it was delivered by the one and only mega American movie star John Travolta. And I actually went digging around looking for a quote about what it means to be outrageous, and I stopped at that quote because I thought it was ironic. It actually made me laugh in a kind of morbid, weird way, because I recently saw the HBO documentary on Scientology, and the picture that they painted was that John Travolta has been blackmailed into being a spokesperson for this bizarre cult, really. That's how I see it, and that's how I experienced it, and the main emotion I had when that movie came to an end was like, free John Travolta! So I would love for him to actually say that in his personal life. I'm going to do something really outrageous. I'm going to tell the truth. Can you imagine? That would be very interesting to see. I'd love to see that. But really, I wanted to talk about this word, outrageous. Outrageous. What does it mean to be outrageous? And so another thing that I went digging around on the internet for was just a basic standard dictionary definition of outrageous. And this is what I found. There were two definitions. The first was shockingly bad or excessive, which kind of appeals to me on some level. And the second was very bold, unusual, and startling. And I think that that's really the kind of outrageousness that I am talking about. And FYI, I have mentioned Tosha Silver's book, Outrageous Openness, before on my radio show, and I think here in a video somewhere. That book is amazing. I haven't done a book nerd post on it yet because I only have it on audio, but I love listening to it. And that's really about being outrageous in your spirituality, drawing from a lot of different traditions and sources, and really just being outrageously open to leading a spirit-led life. So I am partnering with my friend Ryan James Locke on this new course that we're going to be offering about money, and the subtitle that he suggested was 30 Days to Outrageous Prosperity. And my first thought was like, well, I can't teach people how to be a millionaire because I'm not a millionaire, and when I think of outrageous prosperity, that's what I think about. So I really had to think about that word more, which is again why I was doing a lot of digging around, and I decided, yeah, that's exactly what I want to talk about. That is so in alignment with everything I've been talking about with shadow work, deep soul diving. If you missed the conversation that I had with the witches of the four quarters here on YouTube, look up the witches of the four quarters and shadow work, and that should come up. It is very interesting. We got into the whole idea of tribal shaming and how tribes will shame someone who starts to outgrow them or go in a different direction, and how that's a really outrageous thing to do. And is being outrageous such a bad thing? I started thinking about the last 3+ years in being in business with Kick-Ass Switch and what it has required of me. All of the shadow work I've had to do around this whole starving artist archetype that I've had at play in my system for a couple of decades now. The poverty mentality that was definitely programmed into me as a child. I had to do some really deep soul diving around that, and it was outrageous. It outraged my sense of how far I could go, what my personal boundaries were, what I could achieve in my own life, what my own value was. I think that's what it really outraged, was my low sense of self-worth. My low sense of self-worth was outraged by this part of me that was like, no, I am a valuable person. I have something valuable to offer. I can share this with people, and that is a fair energy exchange. I can ask people to pay for that information because it was hard won. I went to the school of hard knocks and I learned these things, and I can share them with people in a way that they understand and they can apply to their own lives. So it was kind of like there were two of me. There was this person that was like, you know, the new me that was trying to emerge, and that person was really outrageous to the old me that was like, no, you can't ask for that. You can't hope for that. You can't dream for that. That's too much. And I think that when you really are expanding your boundaries, when you are really moving beyond what you think is possible for your own life in any way, if you're a very overweight person and you all of a sudden want to know what it feels like to be very, very fit, that's going to outrage a part of you that has been always overweight and has always comforted yourself with food and has always told whatever story around that. You have to tell a new story, and that part of you might be really outraged by that. And then when you start to make changes, when you start to really become that new person, it's interesting how that pushes the buttons of the people around you, the people closest to you in your life, the people in your tribe, and they become outraged. So you know you're being truly outrageous when the other people in your life start to feel outraged with you. They start to feel threatened. And it's your job to step into that at that point and teach them, no, this is the new me, it's not threatening, and we're gonna move through this together. Or we can, you know, gently move apart and go our separate ways, because this is the way I am going, and I want to be outrageous, I want to be a button pusher, and I want to dive deep. I want to engage in that deep soul diving so that I can crack my life open and experience possibilities that I didn't even know were possible before. So I'm loving this whole idea of being outrageous, and I'm kind of loving Ryan for coming up with that title. The first part of the title is something that I came up with because I just heard people use the phrase heart-centered business so many times. I'm like, I don't want to say that. It's not that I have anything against heart-centered businesses, because I completely resonate with that. That is what I have here. And that is what I help people create with the BizWitch coaching calls that I do. I just wanted something that implied that without saying that, because it's just a little overdone right now. So we are calling it Big Heart, Big Biz, 30 Days to Outrageous Prosperity. And I am insanely excited about this. I feel scared. I feel turned on. I feel like this is the start of something new. I have always wanted to teach the money piece. It has taken me a long time to be able to figure out how to make money in my own business in a way that is sustainable and joyful, in a way that has me getting out of bed in the morning and feeling really excited about my day. I love the people that I serve. I love the people that I interact with on the internet, and this is something that I have always wanted for myself and required a lot of outrageous new ways of thinking to get to this point. So I'm excited to share this with you. If you've always wanted to start your own online business, or if you have an online business but it's really more like a hobby, you're not really making a living with it, and you want to learn how to do that, Ryan and I are going to take you from A to Z in 30 days, and this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very intense. It's going to be required that you outrage your sense of what is possible for you, and possibly that you be outrageous to the other people in your life who maybe think that a heart-centered, spiritual person should not be making money serving people in that way, that they should just give everything away for free, which is something that I really struggled with in the beginning. And I see other people trying to like shame other people into not having that kind of business. This is a very outrageous topic. This really pisses people off, and I think it's time we look at that. So if you want to do this with us, follow the links down below, and I would love to have you there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and until we meet again, much love. Peace.